Breaking news, breaking news. Here he is, far left Antifa ICE terrorist Joshua Jahn, 29 years old, Fairview, Texas. He's the one that shot at the ICE facility in Dallas, Texas. He's been arrested before, multiple mugshots out on this guy. I want to share some information about who this shooter is, who his family is, his upbringing. Why did he do it? Check it out. All right, this is the public Facebook profile of Sharon Jahn, who appears to be either the mother or the grandmother of the ICE shooter, Joshua Jahn. And I say this because I'm going to show you some things here, photographs. I'm going to scrolling down the profile here, and you can clearly look at this. Joshua on the right. And this was in 2009. And that is the shooter. That is the shooter when he was younger. This is in 2009. So it also appears, look at this. There he is. There he is. So she has photographs of the shooter on her public Facebook profile here. I want to show you another one right here. Noah, Josh, and Kyoko Jahn at Kenny's wedding reception. So it does appear that Noah here is the brother of this shooter right here. This is him, when he was younger here. So going back to Sharon here, Sharon Jahn, who appears to be either the grandmother or mother of Joshua. Joshua is 29 years old. Now, she is in her mid-60s, so she would be, 29, 39, 49, 59, almost like 35 to 40 years older than Joshua. So could be the mom, people, could be the mom, could be the grandmother. But one thing I find interesting about Sharon, who is sharing pictures, 2022, amen. 4th of July is canceled this year due to a shortage of independence. And then another thing she says here, Governor Abbott, you are so proud of that NRA rating, aren't you? And then in May of 2022, she goes, Governor Abbott, Senator Cornyn, and Senator Cruz, how does it make you feel that your action to open up gun laws is responsible for the killing of 21 more people? Do you secretly sit in front of a TV and smile a demented smile? You must be proud of all the money that sits in your bank accounts from gun lobby support. Was it worth it, Governor Abbott? How about you, senators? When you prioritize money over people, this is what you get. So definitely against the NRA, and she's definitely against Abbott, Senator Cornyn, and Ted Cruz. So this could be the mother or grandmother of the shooter. Now, let's go here and just look at John's, John, because there's others. And one that stands out here is, you see Kai, Andy, Kenneth, and Noah. Noah appears to be the brother of Joshua. But if you go to Andy here, who could be the father, possibly the father, Fairview, Texas, just like where Joshua is from. And if you go to photos here, it's interesting because he has a lot of photos up. Here you go, of Joshua. This is the shooter. Fishing. So Andy could be the dad. Here's another one. He says with Noah Jahn, and you can clearly see the shooter here. And going on, here he is. So I'm assuming that Andy is his dad. This is the shooter right here, Joshua, younger years. But keep going, look. Looks like Joshua here was in the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. Here's another one, group picture. Here he is. Here's the shooter. Here he is. Here's the shooter. Here's the shooter right here. So family member puts him out there. Here he is. Here's the shooter. Here's the shooter. Military. So it's clear that these are family members. Maybe dad. Maybe grandfather. Going back to the mom's page or grandmother. Let me know what you think. Who is Joshua Jahn, the ICE shooter? All right, this is a post that the FBI Director Kash Patel put out on X. This morning, just before 7 a.m. local time, an individual fired multiple rounds at a Dallas, Texas ICE facility, killing one, wounding several others before taking his own life. FBI, DHS, ATF are on the ground with Dallas PD and state authorities. While the investigation is ongoing, an initial review of the evidence shows a motive behind this attack. See the photo below. One of the unspent shell casings recovered was engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. More updates will be forthcoming. These despicable, politically motivated attacks against law enforcement are not a one-off. We are only miles from Prairie Land, Texas, where just 2 months ago, an individual ambushed a separate ICE facility targeting their officers. It has to end, and the FBI and our partners will lead these investigative efforts to see to it that those who target our law enforcement are pursued and brought to the full extent of justice. Thankfully, no law enforcement personnel were injured. Please pray for the injured and deceased. Look at this. Here's the bullet. Clearly says anti-ICE. Anti-ICE. So a lot of these terrorists, like Luigi Mangione and Tyler Robinson, and now Joshua Jahn, are putting, writing things on the bullets. It's kind of like a calling card. It's a new thing going on with these radical leftists. Anti-ICE. Whoa. Joshua Jahn, as you saw his family, he is a former Boy Scout. Pictures in front of military planes. Seems like he liked the great outdoors. Seems like his mom or grandma is far left, calling out the governor and the Republican senators from Texas about guns. Ironically, he's the one that used the gun to shoot at ICE agents. This was an attack on ICE. This wasn't an attack on the detainees. He traveled in his vehicle and climbed up some steps and went on the top of the roof right next to the ICE facility along I-35 and shot at a vehicle, which, he probably thought was filled with ICE agents or wanted to specifically target law enforcement. The attack on law enforcement needs to stop. We're going to continue to share and understand who these people are. Now, no social media presence on this guy. He's been arrested. This is one of his mugshots. Selling pot. Not serious charges, but there is actually 2 mugshots out on this guy. Here's another one. Here's another mugshot out on this guy. Who is this guy? And he's smiling during his mugshot. Demonic. This comes after, just 2 months prior, the assassination on Charlie Kirk. That shooter, Tyler Robinson, wrote things on the bullet. Luigi Mangione case, write things on the bullets. What's going on here? Is this the new norm for the radical left, the far left? I assume he's far left, and he is. He is. Demonic terrorist. Now, the President of the United States declared Antifa a domestic terrorist organization. What are they going to do to stop these terrorists from doing these this terrorism and the attack on law enforcement. I'm very concerned about Broadview, Illinois, another ICE facility where protesters, rioters, Antifa are out there obstructing ICE. There could be buildings around there. There is buildings around there that these people could go up on top and do some sort of craziness. Maybe the federal government should move these temporary ICE facilities to more like prison settings out there in the rural area, flat land, no buildings around, so these people can't attack ICE agents and catch them off guard. Continuous coverage of this terrible tragedy here. We're praying for law enforcement. We are a pro law enforcement channel, and JLR Investigates. Let us know what you think. We say no to violence whatsoever, but we will expose the evil out there, pure evil. We'll talk soon. JLR Investigates. Stay tuned.